Right, make the right strides, take advantage of the summer, and don't want to see us next year.
Don't want to see us next year.
And their Warriors are going to the NBA Finals again.
Sheesh, guys. This Warriors championship run couldn't have been scripted any better. The Golden State Warriors just defeated the Dallas Mavericks 4-1 in the Western Conference Finals, and just like that, after a 2-year absence, they're headed straight back to the NBA Finals. And on the other end of the spectrum, as of today, the Eastern Conference Finals is tied at 3 games apiece. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown are a tag team nightmare, and Jimmy Butler is a force of nature. If I were a betting man, I'd say the Celtics will win Game 7, but as a fan of the game, I gotta root for Jimmy Buckets. This man is doing what Dwayne Wade used to do for the Heat, and that's putting the whole franchise on his back. I really do hope that Jimmy wins the East and ends up with the newly minted Eastern Conference Finals MVP because, man, he definitely deserves something for his heroics. But anyway, sadly, it doesn't really matter which team comes out of the East because the Golden State Warriors are gonna dominate the NBA Finals. And today, we're gonna go over just that. First off is going to be the fact that the Warriors have home court advantage and the fact that they excel when playing at home. So far in the playoffs, out of all 9 games Golden State played at Chase Center, they haven't lost a single one. In addition, the Warriors are just a different animal when they play in front of their fans. I mean, look at this. In every single statistical category, except steals, the Warriors performed significantly better when playing at home. And when I say significantly, I'm not exaggerating at all. I mean, they score 8 more points a game, they're about 6% more accurate from beyond the arc, and there's a spread of about 20 points in the plus-minus column. Those are literally the statistical numbers that you'd get in video games from entering in cheat codes. Sheesh, guys. So, the way I see it, if the finals were to go to 7 games, the Warriors would have 4 games where they'll have a significant advantage over their opponent, and 3 games where they can possibly steal 1 or 2 games. Anyway, on to my next point here. Many online analysis give the East an edge over the Warriors due to a myriad of reasons, and one of them is because they believe they had to beat tougher teams on the way to the finals. And we'll just use the Celtics as a quick example. In the first round, sure, they beat a Nets team that had a healthy Durant and Kyrie, but honestly, they just barely beat them. I mean, each game was ridiculously close, and this Nets team was pretty dysfunctional all year round. And also, during their series together, the Nets' third star was sitting on the bench dressed like Willy Wonka. Next off, in the second round, the Celtics were forced to play a Game 7 against a Milwaukee team that was missing its second best player in Chris Middleton. And now, in the Eastern Conference Finals, they're tied with a Miami team that is literally crippled. I mean, Jimmy Butler is playing through a knee injury that he suffered in Game 3, and in addition, Tyler Herro has a groin injury, PJ Tucker has an issue in his left knee, and then Kyle Lowry, Max Struss, and Gabe Vincent all have some type of hamstring injury. That is literally injuries to over half of the Heat's playoff rotation. The Boston Celtics are playing well, but they didn't have as tough a route as many analysis make it seem. But anyway, moving on here. Another huge obstacle for either of the Eastern teams is the fact that not only are they battered up, but immediately after Game 7, just like the Dallas Mavericks had to do, they can't go home and rest. No, they can't. They're going to have to fly immediately to Chase Center for Game 1. I mean, I already went over the Heat's injury list, but let's take a look at the Celtics. Okay, so I'm not too sure who Sam Hauser is, but Marcus Smart suffered that nasty ankle sprain, and truthfully, it looked really similar to that one that took out Anthony Davis for months. And in addition, Robert Williams, their lead shot blocker, has left knee issues as well. So, in addition to all these injuries that both teams are piling up here, they're just about to head to a Game 7 war. And if they both play like their lives are on the line, they're going to get so bruised and so battered up. Then, without barely any rest at all, they're going to have to go up against a well-rested, healthy, championship-caliber Warriors team that has been preparing for them relentlessly. Anyway, moving on here. Some may argue that both the Celtics and Heat may have a better playoff defensive rating than the Warriors, but what's that phrase that commentators often say? Good D, better O? The Warriors' offense is starting to peak, and it's going to be too much for anything that the East can handle. I mean, first off, let's take a look at some of their individual talents, and I'd like to start off with Jordan Poole, who's right here. In this play, he's being guarded by Reggie Bullock, one of the Mavericks' best perimeter defenders. But look how easily Poole gets by him here.
Shot clock. It's Poole. Cutting left by Bullock to the hole.
With all the switching that the Warriors employ, there's going to be defensive mismatches that Poole can exploit to get off high percentage shots. Next off, when Klay Thompson gets hot, there's literally nothing that anyone can do to stop him. I mean, look at this play. Klay Thompson here runs to get open as the Warriors set a staggered screen for him. Then when he's in position, even though he's draped with two defenders, one in the front and one in the back, he's still able to rise up and knock down the shot. If Klay can get hot for several games in these finals, then this series is going to be over before it even starts. And of course, there's the two-time MVP. Alongside Klay, if Curry gets hot for the finals, there's literally nothing that any defense can do. I mean, let's take a look at Curry in this play. Draymond sets a high screen for him here. Then when Draymond rolls to the basket, the defender has to follow him, otherwise it's an open lane to the basket. Then, even with a defender right behind Curry and contesting the shot, Curry's quick release is just too fast.
This is another elimination game they face. Curry!
Honestly speaking, this trio of Poole, Klay, and Steph are gonna be a massive problem in the finals, and there's nothing that either Boston or the Heat can do to stop that onslaught. Especially with all the team basketball that Golden State plays with. I mean, check this out here. Here's Curry up top with the ball. Otto Porter is setting a screen for him, and at the same time, Looney is setting an off-ball screen for Klay here. After Curry passes the ball, however, both defenders stick onto Klay, who then quickly give the ball up to Looney. Then, in just a split second, Porter's defender gets caught ball watching, and that gives Otto just the opportunity he needed to cut to the basket for an open layup. This offensive system that the Warriors run is just too sophisticated. The two Eastern teams may have great defense, but they haven't had to deal with a Golden State type offense that has like a million moving parts. I mean, here's just one last example. Wiggins has the ball on the perimeter. He passes the ball to Moody, who swings it to Draymond. Now, watch carefully here. Curry's about to set a screen for Wiggins' defender, but then almost simultaneously, Moody sets a screen for Curry's defender. This eventually leads to a wide open elbow jumper from Curry, which is pretty much automatic. It doesn't matter how good Boston and Miami's defense is. Against such a sophisticated offense that the Warriors employ, I don't think they'll be able to contain them, especially, like I said, with all the injuries that they've sustained. This final series is actually going to be the classic story of what'll happen when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object. And we're about to find out that any objects can be moved. In fact, many people think that the East is going to win it, or that it will go to at least 7 games, but honestly, I see it being a cakewalk for the Warriors. If the Heat make it to the finals, I see the Warriors winning in 5. If the Warriors face the Celtics, I see the series going to 5 as well, maybe 6 at the very most, but I don't see it going to 7. These are just my thoughts based on everything I've been watching so far. What are yours? Let me know in the comments down below, and once you're done with that, you want to check out this video right here. Trust me when I say you're going to love it, guys. So hurry up and click it, and like always, I'll see you on the other side.